Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Luke Monster. This is my review of the Star Wars Black Series 40th Anniversary of Return of the Jedi Luke Skywalker. Now this one does say Jedi Knight on the card back, and it does have the original Kenner card back here, which is actually incorrect to this figure, but they did want to give homage to the original Kenner card back, so I do appreciate that. It looks pretty cool. Flipping around to the back, we do have the case assortment, so nothing special there. So yeah, that's about all that's going on with this card back. Let's go ahead, crack them open, and take a closer look. Alrighty, so we got this Luke Skywalker out of the box, and he is looking really good. Just a heads up, though, we actually did get the brand new Vader, as well as the R2 and the Royal Guard from this wave in, and reviews already coming out. The Vader review is already up, and R2 will be up as soon as possible, so if you do want to check those out, they'll be pinned in the card right now and linked in the description as soon as they come out, so make sure to check these out. But gotta say, this figure is looking really good. Now, most of this is kind of just reuse from the previous Mandalorian Luke. Only thing different is the little torso piece on the chest. They did swap it out. He had a tunic before, and now he has the little flap there, and it's looking pretty dang cool, so gotta say, I love the mold. Let's go ahead, take him off of the spinny stand, and take a closer look. So taking a closer look at this figure, this Mark Hamill face is actually really good. This is the exact same face as the Light Cruiser Luke, but the hair piece is different, and I will show that off here in a little bit, but this is probably one of the best Mark Hamill faces they've ever done. Is it 100%? No, but it is really good for Hasbro standards, and I think it's one of the best Luke Skywalker figures we've gotten so far. It does come with the swappable chest piece here, so this one is the flap, kind of from the end of the battle there in Return of the Jedi, and we do have the normal flap here, which can just go on. And this one is cool, but it looks just a little plain to me. I understand that's what it looked like in the movie, but I think I have to stick with the open flapped version for my figure. As far as the lightsaber goes, we do have a ton of detail here on Luke's hilt. It is a removable blade, and the hilt actually can go here on the belt if you would like. It's not perfect, and it's kind of a loose fit, but it does fit on there, like so. And as far as articulation goes, his neck here, he does have a ball joint at the top, as well as the bottom of the neck, so ton of range of motion there. At the arms, he can go into a T-pose, and the arms can go all the way around. He also does have the butterfly joints, so a ton of extra motion there, which is really nice, and I am beyond excited that they added that in because the older version didn't have butterflies, and it was really hard to get him in dynamic poses. As far as the elbows go, well past 90, which is great. And then he does have two vertical hinges at the hands. Obviously, he does have the one gloved hand for his robo hand. He does have a little bit of articulation here at the torso. He does also kick up that far. He doesn't have really any kick back, which is a little weird. It's like his kind of like butt does get in the way a little bit, but he does get well past 90 at the knee, which is good. And as far as the splits goes, he can get into a pretty good splits. Obviously, he does have the thigh swivel. He also has a boot swivel too, which is nice. And then the ankles, he does have rockers and pivots. First up for comparisons, we do have the Emperor and his throne on the left, and the brand new Return of the Jedi Vader on the right. Like I said, the review for that is already up, pinned in the card and linked in the description. But yeah, I absolutely love the final duel scene from Return of the Jedi. It's one of my favorite duels of all time, and it's nice to have all three of these figures together, because they look incredible together. Next up for comparisons, we do have R2-D2. We have the Black Series version on the right. Again, the review for that will be up as soon as possible. And then we have the Mafex version on the left. Both are looking good. The Mafex one is just a little bit oversized, but they look great here next to Luke. So if you're looking for any good R2s, these two would be great options. I do want to show you a comparison of the original Black Series mold here. I don't actually own the Black Series R2, but with, I don't know, this is one of the Imperial astromech units, and as you can see, he is just incredibly underscaled compared to the new R2, so really excited about this new Black Series R2, and it looks great next to Luke here. And then next up we do have the C-3PO comparison. The Black Series version is on the left, and the Mafex is on the right. I gotta say, this Mafex C-3PO is quite oversized, but I do love the chrome finish on him, so yeah, I like these two figures, but I gotta say, for scale-wise, the Black Series definitely wins this one, and he scales much better compared to Luke. Next up, we do have the Tatooine Jabba's Palace Luke, or the Jedi Knight Luke, on the right, and the Mandalorian Luke on the left. Now, this one is the original mold, and so the articulation sucks, but this one is the exact same mold as this, with a few different pieces swapped out, and I gotta say, I think I like the newer Return of the Jedi Luke a lot better. I think that his outfit just screams more iconic to me, and I just overall like how it looks. Next up, we do have some of the Endor figures. We have the Endor Luke on the right and the Endor Leia on the left. These look great together, and underneath the poncho here, it's actually the older version of this body. And so if you wanted to, you could probably swap out the poncho and the helmet onto this new Luke and make a really, really good Endor Luke. So that's something I might end up doing, and I might actually end up having to pick up a second one of these to swap out the pieces on, because I think it would look really, really good. Next up, we do have the Force Ghost Anakin, Ben, and Yoda here. Obviously, they do interact at the end of Return of the Jedi here, so it's really nice to get all three of these together with Luke, and they're looking great. Next up, we do have the Endor Han on the right, and the Return of the Jedi Boba on the left. Both are looking great, and it's nice to get some more main characters compared to Luke here. And as you can tell, he's a little bit shorter, but he is pretty short in universe, so I do like how he scales. He scales very well. Next up, for some villains, we do have the Stormtrooper on the left and the Scout Trooper on the right. Looking great. Obviously, Luke fights a lot of these in the movie, so I had to do a comparison with them, and they're looking great. And then last up for comparison, I have what I would consider to be the two best Lukes in the line, with the Deluxe Dagobah Luke on the left and the Hoth Snowspeeder Luke on the right, and they are looking great together. But as far as these figures standing up to each other, they are all pretty equal. Now, obviously, they all do come from different movies, I guess, apart from these two, but they stand up together, and I gotta say, this brand new Luke definitely fits in with these other two. And then I also wanted to do a comparison to the two worst Lukes in the line. As you can see, Farm Boy and Bespin Luke here, they've come a long way, and they just don't compete at all compared to this brand new Luke, and I really want to show off how good this Luke figure is. So overall, I'm in love with this figure. I have to give him a 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10, whatever you want to call it. He is a great figure, and honestly, I like him a lot more than the Light Cruiser Mandalorian Luke. I think his outfit is much more iconic. It without like the big overlay tunic, it frees up the articulation, and overall, I do love the haircut more that they swapped out with this guy. So I gotta give him the highest score possible with a 10 out of 10. He's one of my new favorite figures, to be honest. So if you did enjoy, hit the like button and subscribe. Make sure to go check out my other reviews, and I'll see y'all in the next video.